And there we have it, Survivor. Just like that, we are now in Alpha 19.1 stable. No more jiggle. Sorry, ladies, we're not going to be jiggling anymore. We're going to keep it stable, keep it steady. Very important, because I don't want people to be saying that I'm clickbaiting my videos, only showing off the physics that is, well, not so stable perhaps. So I'm going to go through some of the patch notes for Alpha 19.1 now that we are finally stable. There have been a lot of activity, and actually let me bring that back. There have been a lot of activity over the last couple of weeks with the FunPimps putting out multiple patches, putting in features and pulling out features, and a lot of confusion around that. So I'm going to go through some of the main things in the patch notes and let you know what I think about this patch. I love making these videos for the community, and it's through your support that I'm able to do so. The only thing I ask is subscribe to my channel. It's free, and if you really like to, hit that like button as well. Normally on these videos I get a lot of views, but I get very few people actually remember to subscribe. So let's just take that as an action today. Hit that subscribe button and let's see how much we can bump it up. Let's see how many new subscribers I can get from this one video. So first of all, make sure you go to your game properties and go to the betas tab. You should be opting out of all the beta programs. Sometimes people have other ones that interfere. If you have, for instance, 19.0 stable selected, it will not update. So go to none, opt out of all beta programs, just close it down. And if you're not, it will give you an update. That's the first thing to keep in mind. Secondly, it's always good practice to make a backup before you start to play your games in a new version, just in case something goes wrong. I haven't seen any big issues with this version, but it's just good practice. And how do you do that? Well, easiest way, just go to your app data, roaming 7 days to die saves, and go and just pull one of these folders into a different drive, make a copy of it, zip it up or something. I've made whole videos on how to do this, but that's the basic thing. You take this one, you copy it and put it somewhere else, and then you have a backup. Let's go have a look at the official site and the patch notes. So there is a link here to the bug reporting tool that they're using. I don't know what they called it that. But they also have, you click down where you'll be deposited to where you can actually read about how to collect information for the bugs that you have found, if you found any, and how to report them. There's also a link to a bunch of the previous ones that they have recorded down here with confirm, fix, etc., etc., if you're interested in that. But Alpha 19 doesn't really come with tons of new content. There is some that is actually pretty good, and we're going to go through that. One of the really big things is they have been spending a lot of effort on ladders. They've added, you can sidestep on ladders. Unfortunately, they've removed you cannot monkey bar. They have made sure that you get slowed if you fall onto them. They have improved the ladder use for the zombies, which might be good if they want to follow on path to you. So there's a bunch of things in the ladder category. And there's actually some things that are not so good. One of the really big things that they've fix is that you've become more sticky when you actually jump onto the ladder. So if you remember previous versions, you could jump and you'd actually not stick, but you fall down again because the actual jump action was interfering with grabbing onto the ladder. They have been fixing that, and that's really nice. Another pretty bad thing is that it seems like going up and especially going down the ladder has been slowed down. It's actually quite slow. So now I'm actually sprinting up and sprinting down. This is normal and this is sprinting, so it feels like it's actually significantly slower than previous versions. I'm not sure whether that was intended because it's really annoying. Please, FunPimps, let us do that a little bit faster. And interestingly enough here, they mentioned that they have a 20 slot tool bed for the prefab editor. They do have a 10 slot tool bed for survival as well, and I'm not really sure where they put that in change because they're both changes, they're both additions, right? So if you look at the normal tool belt, you'll see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and these 2 extra ones. That's really convenient. When I was playing the game after this patch was released, it felt really convenient because you could have extra weapons down here. You could have your, not your necessarily your money, but maybe your blocks or your healing items and stuff like that. And that was really, really convenient to just add onto your tool belt. Keen eyes might also notice that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 10. And sorry, that's actually mod. That's Kane's mod for a little bit of extra backpack space that I like to use, which also comes with this hunger and food bar. That's not the vanilla. But they're really cool modlets after all anyway, but it's not in the vanilla 19.1, just in case you're wondering. The normal space you have in the backpack is this. So adding these ones, I think something that Funpim should be doing as well. With all this extra candy, new use for all the healing items, it does feel like we need a little bit of extra backpack space just to make sure we can loot and carry things with us when we're out adventuring. So maybe this will become standard at some point. Now we come to the part that people really love, and that's the new stripper, utility, and business zombies. And there was some confusion about the Hawaiian zombie that was in one of the experimental branches that was released, I think incorrectly and by mistake. And they have rolled that back, so we have our old little Hawaiian here that is going to be changed. And he has going to be having some, I think, some toxic clouds around him, which I think was not completed. So sorry, go away. You guys are not going to be part of this demonstration. But we have the utility zombie. Looks pretty good. He is pretty much a copy of the janitor with just reskinned a little bit. And I think that they probably need some extra work on him. I really like the businessman zombie. He looks awesome, except for the yellow eyes for the feral. But, you know, it's like really nice clothes. Got a little bit of a shine to his suit. The blood looks fairly fresh and everything. And, oh, really nice. And, of course, we have the favorite here where you can see the movement, how it shifts as the zombie moves around. And let me stop it here. I am, of course, talking about the hair. If I start that and yeah, you see the hair is moving around on this zombie, which is really, really nice. It's one of the new physics parts that they put in, tying that with the zombie models, where the model can actually have shifting parts as part of the movement. And you can imagine having that here on the businessman. Maybe the tie will flap around a little bit. Maybe on one of the zombies you have the eye that is hanging out of the eye socket is flapping around. But I think this looks really, really good. I mean, she does look gross, this new stripper zombie or nightclub zombie, whatever they end up renaming her to. But, you know, it's nice. It's a nice part to adding that one. And no one really actually notices the boobs. I'm very sure that people are really focusing on the hair because that's beautiful. Some people have been saying that, well, you know, even with the hair having some physics to it, it's like nothing compared to some other games. And that is true. But then again, you want to play this at 35 FPS, or do you want to play this at 25 FPS? We do have to, I guess, temper our desire for wonderful looks and wonderful physics with, well, some playability. So thank you, Funpimps, for putting in these new models. And they are still working on a bunch of the models to update them as well to HD zombies. I have a bunch of fixes in the game as well. I'm going to pull out one that I really like that I think is long overdue. So what we're going to do, we're going to put down a generator here. We're going to put in an engine. We're going to refuel it, and we're going to actually refuel it. And we're going to turn on, and we're going to have a switch here. I'm going to put that down, a couple of switch. Let's wire it up from here to the switch, and you'll see red means that there's power, but it's off. Green means there's power and it's on. And that's something that they had in previous version, and gray obviously means that it has no power and not on. It doesn't make any difference, but you'll see if I switch this on, it goes green, and the top one goes red. This is something that was in the game for a long time, and then it just broke. And I'm not really sure what they did, but they have finally fixed it, because it was really annoying when you had your circuits and you couldn't tell, is things on? And you go like, is up, on, or off? It's just working, or it's just like, and you can't tell until you go and switch it on, and then you have to go around and go like, hey, yeah, okay, it's on because I'm getting this yellow 1 watt signal as opposed to just having the gray, and it's just really, really annoying. So thank you guys for fixing that. There's also a bunch of fixes related to the turrets and the robotic sledge and the turrets. You see the placement has been changed. I'll go into that in a little bit as well, but they had some issues where robotic turrets could actually freeze and crash the game. And even though it hasn't happened to me, people tell me it was happening, I believe, in Dishung Tower, some specific area. So it's always good that they fixed that, because something was really wrong. If the turrets are crashing in the game or freezing it, that's obviously a really bad thing. Now it does say robotic sledge placement can be rotated using reload key during placement process. And I've been trying to get this to work. So I'm having it down, I'm hitting R, I'm holding R, and nothing seems to actually allow me to actually change the placement except for just moving things around. So someone was suggesting that if you hold R and you are sort of using the middle mouse button to roll, it'll turn around. But no, I'm not really sure what they've been doing here. Maybe there's some way of doing it, but I just cannot figure it out. So if you've been able to do that, please let me know. There's a lot of people who will be very happy to figure out how you actually do that, because you're supposed to use the reload key, but it doesn't seem to work. So if you figure that out, let us know. It would definitely be helpful. No, don't, no, come on, no, little Sledge, no, don't do that to the poor ladies. And I'm going to leave a link to the patch notes in the description as well, so you go and have a look yourself and see if anything else that grabs your attention. But that's been a short little walkthrough of the new patch notes for 19.1 stable. And what are you looking forward to for 19.2? Obviously, I would like to have more content. That's something that, again, Fun Pimps, if you're listening, I keep hearing this coming back. Alpha 19 looks very well, it plays very well, but compared to Alpha 18, it's essentially almost the same game with some new POIs, new graphics, looks better, not enough content. You need to bump up your content game. We need more content because people are already, actually even before stable was out, people were getting bored, and it definitely hasn't changed. I've seen a lot of people moving to other games because they just feel that, well, you know, I've played it since Alpha 18, and it's essentially the same game. I want more content. So yeah, definitely, I would definitely urge the Fun Pimps to put in more content. The junk drone doesn't seem like it's going to be making it into Alpha 19, which I think is a huge miss. Definitely huge miss. But I'm sure there's other things you could put in, like rats, melee zombies and stuff like that, and whatever else you have in your toolbox, but we need more content. If you're forcing everyone to wait to Alpha 20, a lot of people abandon the game, and I think that's unfortunate, because it is a great game, it is a wonderful game. But is there anything else you picked up from the patch notes? Let me know in the comment section below, and I'll catch everyone next time. And I'm gonna go party with these ladies. See you later.
Special thanks to the great patrons supporting the channel. If you would like to join the Vedui community and support these videos, do follow the Patreon link.